much to those of you who have always been doing that, even without being told. So thank you. Tonight, we are starting with something serious, something that could really change a lot of things concerning this, how they conducted the charade called elections in the contraption. They are doing something called constitutional review right now. And there is a part of that, among other things, all right? There's a part of that that is relative or related to uh, electoral reform. You know, a lot of you have been talking about electoral reform. They have to do electoral reform before 2027. And what are the reforms that you want them to do? I don't think many of you have listed what reforms, right? But listen to this. So the National Assembly of Nigeria, they are working on the amendment bill to your, of your electoral kind of like rules, okay? So they call it Electoral Act Amendment Bill 2025. So their plan, according to them, is to infuse some new stuffs in and take some off. For example, in this their new proposal, they are proposing to start or to introduce early voting, meaning police officers, you know, uniformed men, so to say, they could vote and send in their vote first before you will vote. All right. And then the election is also being proposed that it shouldn't be 2027, it should be November 2026, which would then give the parties that participate in that election, if they have any litigation going to court from what do you call it, from the tribunal to maybe Supreme Court, I don't know. So you should have all of that concluded before anybody is sworn in to any office they have been declared to have won. So these are more are what they are pushing. Another thing they are also pushing in their 2025 amendment for your election is the the use of voters card, your PVC. They want to turn that to like optional. Do you get what I mean now? So, in fact, hang on. I think I have what is that called? I have a copy of that they are releasing here. I want to read it like in steps that way, right? So according to them, they drafted the bill, okay, and they attempted to amend some section of the electoral law of Nigeria, okay. Said they are introducing early voting, right, which as outlined in section 2. So the section 2 of this their proposal, as stated here, said the section states that a specific date should be designated for early voting, occurring no more than 14 days prior to election day. That's section 2. Then the proposal also kind of says that those in Nigeria who are eligible for early voting include security personnel, officials from Electoral Commission, accredited observers, journalists, and commission's temporary staff. In that same section 2 of that their bill, right? They said it also specifies that there shall be a date set aside for early voting, not later than 14 days before the day of election. And they have another section of that bill called section 65 of the drafts, right? Said the presiding officer shall transmit the result. This is transmission of results now. Remember that they spent over 200 billion on their 2023 charade, right? And from that, they had about 70 or so billion, right, spent on using technology in your elections, right? Including Jonathan introduced the PVC, including this, the Abivas, the one that was take your picture for accreditation or something, right? And then the superb lie they sold to the young people in 2023 was that that election can be rigged. I mean, can be rigged because as you are voting, they are transmitting your results right there. They don't even have to wait till local government or those stuff. Don't worry yourself. So you are voting now, they are uploading your results. Yeah, everybody, worldwide, everybody will be seeing the results as they are coming in. Nobody can rig it. I bet a lot of you have learned your lesson, by the way, that it can be rigged. So now they don't want to use that technology anymore. All right. So they are now making it optional, just to say they could transfer the results by electronic or by manual, meaning there is still very much room for interference. So now, other part of their proposal, I'm kind of like reading it paraphrasing, sure you get, because I can't read everything. So they have this, they call this adjustment, by the way, right? So the proposal included in the broad changes to the 2022 Electoral Act aims to shift the elections forward by roughly 6 months. This adjustment is intended to ensure that all legal matters related to the elections, both before and after, are resolved by the handover date on May 29th. So this is why they want to try and have the election in November instead of February 2027. It will be November 2026. So in part as well, I said the proposal is included in the draft changes to the 2022 Electoral Act, which requires that elections for both positions take place at least 185 days before current office holders' term ends, which is May 29. Now, there is a section called Section 47 of the suggested amendment now, right? It reads, elections into the office of the president and governor of a state shall be held not later than 185 days before the expiration of the term of office of the last holder of the office. Now, in accordance with Section 45 of the suggested amendment concerning legislative elections, it is stipulated that elections into the State House of Assembly and the National Assembly shall be held not later than 185 days before the date on which each of the houses stands dissolved. All right. So I will leave it to that. The point there now, Shai, is that PVC as well will become like optional. So they want to adopt God knows what, right? That would then replace your PVC, which means that you can still vote even if you don't have a voter's card. In that sense, but you still have to register to vote, or you must have an ID or something, right? Meanwhile, Tifnumbu's own permutation, this is just setting the rules that the rest of you would have to probably follow at some point, okay? However, when it comes to how they intend to carry out his re-election and the rest, well, the ball is rolling. And as it is, the scheme is very simple. Just descriptive, okay? Very simple. Every governor that is with a Tifnumbu or in APC, no matter what anybody says or anyone is saying, you have just one job, and that job is to ensure that the INEC returning officer for your state never leaves your sight. You understand? The day you hear the name of the person that will be the INEC returning officer for your state, or INEC commissioner, whatever for your state, yeah? You as a governor, you hold him, because that is the person that will announce whatever figure you give to him or her. Just like Willie Wike did in Rivers. He did it. There's no consequences or anything. So as it stands, those who are probably left in PDP and APC, PDP especially, are probably like just counting their days, as the Tifnumbu's poaching team have now succeeded in converting Enugu to APC, in which Peter Mba told his people in Enugu that the only way they can benefit from the center, like benefit from the federal government of Nigeria better, is to join the ruling party. You get that now? Like not that for his own political survival or anything, but join the ruling party, Enugu will now benefit more. And I'm like, we have APC states now. APC currently controls like about 24 or 25 states in Nigeria now. Would you say that any of them, by any means, I mean, like all of them are better than Enugu or better than you are in the opposition? But it's for political survival, by the way. So yeah, let's go to Enugu, where their their practicability of their politics is completely different from whatever their law says or whatever their law is saying. It's a different interpretation when it comes to these guys. So as we speak, there's a plan for after the local government elections in Taraba. After this Enugu guy now, right? The next person is going to be Taraba. So Taraba is also PDP, so it's already like on his way. They want to do local government elections, right? And by next month, he's also going to declare his own, I'm joining Tifnumbu. And then there is Bayelsa. There is also Plateau State. So these other two are like anytime too. And there is also Abia, Alexoti, which the, as the time rolls by, right, he's going to have to, you know what I mean, like others give you reasons why they just have to, it's because of his policies. Anyway, Umba telling everybody why it is the good idea or good thing for Enugu people to become part of the APC, and all the past governors, some of their former political appointees and even the president, they were all there, which means it's like a whole house. And for Tifnumbu, you guys have no idea what is still coming. Mokuna, just relax there. Well, let's go to Enugu, where they are now singing on his mandate. They shall die.
On your mandate we shall stand. On your mandate we shall stand. On your mandate, Bola. On your mandate, Bola. On your mandate we shall stand. We shall stand. On your mandate we shall stand. Bola. On your mandate we shall stand. Umba.
Demonstrated generosity and foresight. Many of you have witnessed decades of broken promises. When we approached you, we did not ask for blind loyalty, but some faith in our vision. You gave us that faith. Together with your vote of confidence, we have achieved remarkable progress. To my colleagues in the administration, I'm grateful for your resilience. We have worked a path that often felt like a marathon without rest. Many of the ideas we put forward were dismissed as unrealistic. But you kept pushing the boundaries of what was possible. Because of your dedication, today we hear applause for Enugu across Nigeria and beyond. To the People's Democratic Party, which provided us the platform on which we campaigned and won, I extend deep gratitude. The PDP supported us through a demanding campaign and joined us in celebrating the victory. For nearly 3 decades, the PDP and the people of Enugu worked side by side, united by shared purpose. Together we built relationships that will always matter to me personally and to this state. Yet, leadership sometimes demands difficult, even painful decisions in the service of higher principles and goals. And here comes always a time when everyone must make a bold choice to determine their destiny. Today, after a long reflection, we have made the decision to leave the People's Democratic Party and join the All-Progressive
On your mandate we shall stand. On your mandate we shall stand. On your mandate, on your mandate, on your mandate we shall stand. On your mandate we shall stand.
That now he said Tifnumbu has been very generous to Enugu State, and I'm like, they all say that, by the way, by saying, oh, Tifnumbu has been giving them more money. It's not like he's giving Enugu State more money than any other state that, giving Enugu State more money than Enugu deserved. It is the sharing of every money that they declared available will be shared. So if Tifnumbu, with what they have done with your Naira and the devaluation and all of that, says he's increased the allocation to these states, how is that? Anyway, you have to give it to Tifnumbu. You get me now? As much as many are expecting some people who claimed to be in the opposition to at least show some level of a better governance that you can compare to that of the APC, and say, look at all these opposition states, look at what they are doing, look at their healthcare, look at their education, look at their road infrastructures, look at the power, look at employment, all those stuff, right? That you can say, why can't they replicate all of these things? If these guys should have access to power, they would possibly do even better, that kind of a thing. No, they are not better. They are all worse in that kind of like a level. Do you get that now? So they are not there to stand up and speak for you, except when they are speaking to benefit politically, which is normally their job. But there should also be something like patriotism too, where you can feel like this is now to run a country. This is our country now. Why would we allow some people to be running like, nah? Because their interest is most important. And once their interest is covered, everything else is just fair game to them. So you have to give it to call. It's giving them what they want. So if you want to be very kind of like objective, clear-headed, right? You will see that what they are doing is that they are separating themselves from you. This part is for them showing how strong they are once they put out the roll call, the names of the people on their list, and they say, look at this governor, that governor, that governor. Even if those governors are woeful, performing governors, right? But since they are part of that, to say they are governors, that is a winning streak. So this guy's job is to know that if Tifnumbu goes down, they are all going down. So do you see what, if you are allowed to actually do your election, so it would have been so fun, like it would have been so fun. It would just be like you, the people, versus them who believes that when they form this kind of a cult-like, sort of like a power show and all that, right? They are not defeatable. Nobody can defeat them. Those who are supposed to stand up against them are joining them because they are like, no, we can't defeat them. And we don't want to lose our political career in that sense. Like Kumba was telling the journalist, by the way. That's the second one. We'll get to that.
You may consider moving to another platform, and that has happened. What would you say was the last straw that broke the camel's back? Can you also say that there were some overtures from the APC, for instance? The president was there some months back. Tongues were wagging there. So, in other words, were you forced off PDP, or did you voluntarily go based on reach out from the APC?
I think I alluded to this earlier on when I said, look, when...
I don't waste your time. You probably will hear later that everything I have said will be what you're going to hear from all of that. Oh, the reason we have to do it is we need to join the center. Excuse me. The people of Enugu State needs to enjoy, for people of Enugu State to enjoy the dividend of democracy. That's why we have to join the center. Say, okay. All right, good luck. At the National Assembly, another 3 members of PDP and the National Assembly cross-carpeted again to join APC to swell their rank. And another senator also from PDP also decamped from that party to join APC, giving them the majority they have always needed. Not like there is any difference anyway. Like you've never even heard the opposition in the National Assembly opposed any bill in such a way that they just block it. No. But what that means now is that Tifnumbu has everything it needs. It's got everything it needs to be anything it wants, right? But we'll get more. Here, from Kaduna, the speaker received those who are cross-carpeting to their APC.
Relations with my constituents and supporters, I have decided to join the All Progressive Congress, the ruling party, in pursuit of our shared vision for greater development for our people. I'm fully committed to supporting President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's renewed hope agenda and to promoting unity and sustainable development in Kaduna State under the leadership of Governor Obasani. I also remain dedicated to the legislative agenda of the 10th House of Representatives under your esteemed leadership. Please accept the assurances of my highest regard with utmost humility. Signed, Honorable Aliu Mustafa Abdullahi, Yerim Andamo, MHR Ikara Kuba Federal Constituency of Kaduna State. Honorable Aliu, congratulations. You have made the wisest choice of your life for joining APC. We wish you all the best and congratulations. The last but not the least is also a letter coming from Honorable Sadiq Ango Abdullahi, member representing Sabon Garifera constituency of Kaduna State. And his message reads as follows. Dear Mr. Speaker, notification of resignation from the People's Democratic Party and defection to the All Progressive Congress, APC. He said, I write to formally notify you and the Honorable House of my resignation from the People's Democratic Party with immediate effect. This decision has become necessary following the lingering internal crisis within the PDP. After extensive consultations with my constituents, stakeholders and supporters, I have resolved to join the All Progressive Congress APC, the ruling party, in pursuit of our collective vision for greater progress and development for our people. I remain fully committed to supporting President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's renewed hope agenda and to contributing to the promotion of unity and sustainable development in Kaduna State under the leadership of Governor Obasani. Furthermore, I reaffirm my dedication to the legislative agenda of the 10th House of Representatives under your distinguished leadership. Please accept, Right Honorable Speaker, the assurances of my highest regards with utmost respect. Signed, Honorable Sadiq Ango Abdullahi, Member, House of Representatives, Sabon Garifera constituency of Kaduna State. Honorable Sadiq, congratulations. And you are welcome back to your own party. This is the party that you were a pioneer, a founding member. You are welcome back, and congratulations. Point of order.
Point of order.
Yep. So, if you ask what exactly is their usefulness, almost zero. They are there if they are not discussing how to pad budget. They are there to act as a rubber stamp for whatever it is that Tinubu brings to them. All right? And then what else do they do? Then they perform this cross-carpeting left, right, and center every now and then to possibly swell their ranks and show that, yeah, they are probably on the winner sides now, especially when election is coming like that. So how fun is it going to be if all of this, if you had real elections, right? I know it's that imagination, okay? If you have real elections, so how fun do you think it's going to be for all of these guys to lose their seats, lose the governors, all of them lose their states? Like one hell of a total crackdown on them. How fun would that be? Somebody will be like, Maiyegun, wake up. The imagination will finish you. So Basani showing to El Rufaya that who is the boss in Kaduna. He was there to receive those decamping lawmakers from Kaduna at the National Assembly. And then it was all fun outside the, like working outside the from the chamber, so outside the National Assembly itself. Do you sometimes just imagine how Nigeria can survive feeding the mouth of all these political jobbers, their bosses, because they are all draining from the national purse every money that comes to their different state or local government in that kind of multitude, right? That's how these jobless people with funny titles, political titles, their job is to hail their political leaders, get some crumbs, and go out there and tell you APC is working, Ubasani is winning, Tifnumbu is winning, and the rest of that. Like, when I look at all of them, I'm like, what exactly is the job of all these guys? They said they are their supporters. Okay. But in the Nigeria context, right? Nah, they're not just supporters like that. They're not doing it for the party or for the country. They are making all those kind of screams and noise because it's got to come with something. Money. Especially money. You know? That was at the National Assembly of Nigeria. But there was a little bit of a spat between Natasha and Akpabiole too today. I think she was moving a motion for Nigeria to get involved in repatriating or bringing back home the children that Nigerians gave birth to in prison in Libya. That's a long way to say it. That's too long. Okay, let me rephrase. Natasha is said to be pushing for the National Assembly to acknowledge that there are Nigerians in Libyan prisons who also have children in prison. You got, I mean, they got pregnant in prison and they have the children there, and the children are there with them in the prison. So she's advocating for Nigeria to beam their searchlight on that and rescue these children and possibly get their mothers out of their prison too. Akpabiole seemed not to really be like that, something like that.
Additional prayer, please.
Additional prayer, yes.
Uduaha, representing the people of Kogi Central. I do have an additional prayer that the Nigerian Immigration and Prison Services should liaise with the Libyan prisons to repatriate Nigerian female prisoners who birthed children in prisons. This is born out of the fact that numerous Nigerian women who were sex trafficked to Libya and happened to escape the unworthy, unhuman situations were arrested and detained in Nigeria, in the Libyan prisons, and they are being used to satisfy the sexual urges of the prison warders and prison officials. It is a fact that many of our Nigerian women who found themselves in the Libyan prisons are pregnant, and many have given birth to children who live in the prisons. So I would appreciate the chambers and my colleagues do approve this, so that children, innocent children who are of Nigerian heritage, do not suffer with their innocent mothers, that they be brought back to Nigeria. Thank you.
Any
Immigration and Prison Services to
liaise
with the Libyan prisons to repatriate Nigerian female prisoners who birthed children in Libyan prisons.
All right. Any seconder? Any seconder? Yes, seconder, the leader of the Senate.
To second the additional prayer as most ably moved by the distinguished Senator Natasha.
Repeat the additional prayer so that people understand.
Well, Mr. President, Mr. President and distinguished colleagues,
The additional prayer.
I know at all times and not
The additional prayer is.
Additional prayer, please.
Additional prayer, yes.
I don't know if any of you noticed, right? Two things, because I can't be wrong on both. The first one was when Natasha said that she has an additional prayer. It was more or less like I said, two things. Akwabiole was having this PTSD, like, oh God, there she is. To the point that everything she said from what she's proposing, Akwabiole didn't hear anything per se. That he had to say the children, the pregnant mothers in Libyan prisons who birthed their children in the prison should be brought back. Okay, so be brought back by the Nigerian immigration and the Nigerian prison service to liaise with. Okay, all right. Any seconder. You get what I mean? Like, his job is to listen to that what a member is saying, so as to direct direct them to the right, the right path, and say, okay, yeah, you know what, we'll kind of like transfer that to the committee of the whole, or to transfer that to the committee on finance, kind of, right? Oh, let's transfer that to the Senate committee on immigration and prison services. Sure, you get, but his mind was not there. That's my first observation. The second one was that Akwabiole was written with rage there, but he just need to maintain composure. Like, he shouldn't lose his teeth. Returned. I said, man, look at this girl. Like that. It doesn't really matter anyway. So she moved a very, very important sort of like proposition, by the way. And I hope that is beyond just moving that, right? Because you'll be surprised by the time they open the prison, truly trafficked Nigerians who escaped, and they ended up being caught and reported as debtors to the Libyan this no government. There's no real government in Libya, by the way, right? So depends on whose side you get caught on. Then you ended up becoming the sex slave. So Nigeria needs to look into that seriously. One of the things, right? I'm talking about prison. We are counting days, ladies and gentlemen. In the next 6 days, something is going to happen in Abuja, and it's not just in Abuja, it is going to happen worldwide, and it is this clamor, a new reinvigorated clamor for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So a lot of people who have now understood why the injustice, right, seems to have lasted for too long, and there's a time to put an end to it, are now helping to educate others. Like, listen, this is not about IPOB. This is not even like about just a Biafra now. It is about a man that is unjustly locked up on trumped up charges that they don't have any means or any kind of like interest of prosecuting him than persecuting him. And that is wrong. Allowing this to fester this long is the reason why these guys just feel so unbothered that they could do all of this, which is a plus. The DSS themselves are becoming very much restless as well. You know what I mean? Because I think this is the way Omoyele Sowore is going about it, and letting people understand that if an Igbo man is calling, or let's say if an IPOB member, or even the IPOB generally, they are calling and say, we are going to hit Abuja. Now that's going to be a very different narrative, right? So it's so difficult for the DSS, it's so difficult for Tifnumbu's camp to actually spin this. You get what I mean? Like, they can't really say, oh, some Igbos are coming to come and, IPOB is coming to, you get what I mean? It is more how are you going to spin this? So it's just going to be the collection of concerned Nigerians, and you have no idea how much awareness this has generated. If you don't, I can put you through. Before we go to their crusade about it in Abuja today and other places, right? First, listen to this. Why should Nnamdi Kanu be freed? And why now? Some are asking that, like, why now? Why is it now that I think somebody has an answer or close to an answer for you?
Lovers of justice all over the world, you see this proposed protest for the immediate release of Nnamdi Kanu. It's timeless, the time is now. And I encourage every citizen of this country to participate in this particular protest. I encourage every citizen, every indigene, every believer of Igbo cause to do what? To participate in this particular protest if it is convenient for you. Now, I say this because we have waited. We have hope that the Nigerian government is going to be fair with the trial of this man. But it's obvious our faith seems not to be coming true. And there is no other way better than this particular protest to bring it to the attention of the Nigerian government that we are watching, we are listening, and we are seeing. And it seems the justice expected in this matter seems not to be coming very soon. Now, you can see what is actually playing out. You can see how the president of this country has been granting amnesty to the convicted set of people. You are granting an amnesty to people, granting pardon to people who have been tried, convicted, and serving their terms of imprisonment. But somebody whom the government cannot provide good evidence is languishing in jail, and the East is deteriorating. Now, I listened to comment of people, speaking and condemning the actions of the former vice president, Atiku Abubakar, who spoke out, who supports this particular protest, saying that he is playing politics with it. And why hasn't he spoken all along? Why now? Now, let me say this. A lot of people believe that Nigerian government was going to be fair with the trial, and that is why we gave them what? Benefit of doubt. So it doesn't matter whether somebody who didn't speak in the past is speaking now. What matters is that we are all bringing our support. People are speaking from different angles that they don't see justification in the continuous detention of this man. And I want to review one secret that a lot of people don't know. Treason, murder, any of these capital offenses are available if good reasons are given on special circumstances. And health ground is one of the special circumstances wherein somebody facing this kind of trial could be admitted to bail if sufficient evidence is given that the custodial center does not have what? Medical fitness, medical equipment to take care of that illness. Nnamdi Kanu has spoken. The medical evidence available shows that the health condition of this man is deteriorating. Why still keeping him in detention? Let me say this. The worst will happen in the East if eventually this man dies in the prison. We have suffered enough. And the Igbo should rise up and speak against this impunity. Now I listened and I saw the comment made by the presidential aide condemning Charade, saying that he is anarchist, that he is lawless. Let me say this. In a state where there is no respect for rule of law, where there is no respect for order of the courts, what that state expects is anarchy. And anarchy is a state of lawlessness. If you don't obey the rule of law, you are giving room for what? For anarchy. You are giving room for rebellion. And that is what is expected of Nigerians whenever the government violates or flouts the order of the court or refuses to obey the rule of law. I encourage every citizen of this country to do what? To participate in this particular protest. So that Nigerian government will know that we are not actually blind. We are only giving the benefit of doubt, believing that justice will be done. But when we perceive and see that justice in this matter is being truncated, is being politicized, then we, the citizens of the country, we have no other option than to do what? To ventilate our grievances through other channels. Share this video to get to the appropriate authority so that they will know that we are actually planning and we are going to participate in this particular protest. I am your...
So you know, and of course, there are some of you who believe that they will be clamped down on and they will be stopped and the rest of that. Well, how about releasing Nnamdi Kanu? Releasing Nnamdi Kanu is not begging for a pardon. It is asking them to obey the part of the Supreme Court's judgment. See, do you know that there is a part of that Supreme Court judgment as well that said that there is bail? Supreme Court says he didn't jump bail, that they wanted to kill him, that he had to escape for his life. So right now, his bail should be reinstated. They ignored that. They're still locking him up. Don't think people who are asking for his release are being emotional or they are this or that. It's because they love. No. You yourself should open your eyes and ears to actually understand the miscarriage of justice in this whole thing. People want Nnamdi Kanu released. They are not saying that if he's committed any crime, he shouldn't be tried. But it won't take 10 years to try somebody of something, and you keep changing it, and you locked him up, ignoring and disobeying court order. Like, how is that sensible? How does that make any sense? Ojiu Zokalu said that he is not in support of that because the case is still in court. He is one of them.
Confident that should Nnamdi Kanu be released, security in the southeast will be positively affected.
Well, let me say this. You know, Nnamdi Kanu is before a court of competent jurisdiction, and it will be very, very unfair for me to be talking about the release of Nnamdi Kanu, which is before Justice Omotosha, discussing anything about that honorable court. And I urge Nigerians to learn how to respect the courts. And I want to leave that about respecting the court for now.
Nuisance Lele. Nuisance Lele.
You, me, should respect the court. But the government can disobey the court. Do you get that? Like, they could do it, they've done it, so yeah. Continue to use the late tactics. Baba, they did a medical check. They said they sent the Nigeria Medical Association to go and run their own independent check on Nnamdi Kanu. That's the court-sanctioned check or medical checkup, right? And then come back to report if something is wrong with him in 8 days. So they went, they did their check, all right? And then they claimed to have submitted the report to the court. On the day of the court said the report was never filed. So therefore, they would have to adjourn the case. The court didn't say, make sure you file the report this evening before the close of work today. And I'm adjourning till tomorrow. You have to call. If you don't bring me that report tomorrow, then I will know that something is amiss, and I'm going to dismiss this case. Is that not what a judge should do? No. The judge said, I will meet again in another 8 days. 8 days for a report that you gave order to 8 days ago. So they didn't file it. And you are not upset. You are not angry. The prosecution now said, okay, you know what? We want to move for adjournment so that we can meet again and make sure that the report is submitted. Who doesn't know all of that trick or that play? The judge says, okay, come tomorrow. Let's do it tomorrow. No, said another 8 days. By the time you come back next week, for that 8 days they gave, which is, I think, is this week, right? So by the time you come back for that, they will find something again and again. And guess what? The judge may say, I deny the request to take him to National Hospital. You see all this wahala about he should get medical help, he should get medical care. Nigerian medical clinic should check him and all that nonsense. By the time it is time for the court to now say, okay, you know what? They say, you know what? They said something is wrong with him, but DSS can take care of it. So it's hereby denied. Breaking news, court denying Nnamdi Kanu to be taken to National Hospital. Then you'll be asking yourself, why all this whole thing, all this while then? Because it is intentional. Why should Nnamdi Kanu be freed? Maybe this can possibly help you.
Well, you see, there are more important issues in Nigeria than elections. Elections can come and go, but those issues will remain. The issues are clear, that a lot of people who are Nigerians are no longer happy being Nigerians. It doesn't make them unpatriotic. It doesn't make them criminal. One of the ways citizens express their unhappiness with the system or with how their country is going is by engaging in agitations. And my clients happen to be engaged in agitation. And that agitation is informed by their right to self-determination, which is not a crime. I don't think criminalizing the demand of a people, of millions of people. You see, this is beyond IPOB. The restiveness in this country is also rampant in the western part of the country. And parts of the north are also restive. I'm not talking about the terrorists in the north, but civil restiveness. So it indicates an overall unhappiness that is coming from vast majority of Nigerians with the way things are, with the way the system is structured. And that is something that does not deserve a bullet. It does not deserve prosecution, which is now turning to be a persecution. What it deserves is dialogue, civil engagement, constructive engagement. That's the only way you get to the position where everybody will be comfortable with an arrangement for a new Nigeria that would ensure equity and social justice for all. If somebody is saying, I want out, I don't want to be a Nigerian anymore, he's not committing any crime. And that is why you see this slew of nations around the world being very understanding of the matter and offering political asylum to members of IPOB. Number one is Britain. You see, if what IPOB is doing is illegal, is criminal, why would a major power like United Kingdom consider that IPOB members are entitled to asylum in UK? You see, the basic requirement for asylum all over the world is guided by this. Anybody that possesses a well-founded fear of persecution simply because he possesses, he subscribes to a political opinion the government of the day is wishing to suppress by means of punishment of some sort, that qualifies you for protection, for refugee status, for asylum status. IPOB members have been found across the world as a people that possess a legitimate political opinion, which is self-determination, that the government of the day is wishing to suppress by means of punishment of some sort. That is what we are dealing here. It's bigger than any election. And anybody that is asking you for a referendum is conducting himself within the framework of the law. He's not asking for war. You shouldn't face him with war. Referendum is a civil demand, and it had produced very good results in the past. Within the Federation of Nigeria itself, it was a referendum that created the fourth region of Midwest. And outside of it, it was a referendum that they took western part of Cameroon from Nigeria and gave it to Cameroon, and took the former Sadana province of Cameroon and gave it to Nigeria, the present-day Adamawa and parts of Taraba states. So what we are talking about here is not a situation that requires the government to prioritize the levying of violence against the people that are not violent.
Do you need any further explanation? Or I shouldn't ruin it for you. I want you to digest it. Everything you need to understand before the government unleashed violence. The most violent of all of this is the government. Using violence response to what should have been just civil matter. People can group themselves and say, we are this, we want that, and we are going to, not ignoring the threat of the Fulani terrorists that he raised 10 years ago, even longer. That is now happening in the country, which in itself is not even like against Nigeria. We need to defend ourselves. We need to protect ourselves. It is not against Nigeria per se, but against the terrorists that he strongly believed were going to be sponsored by those in government. They are yet to prove him wrong, though, that these terrorists are sponsored by government. El Rufai came out recently and said, this government is paying terrorists. We have it on record. States in northern Nigeria that have released billions of naira to these terrorists in the name of peace. There's no peace. So that has justified this position, the position they didn't want the rest of Nigeria to know back then. And they are still doing their effort today, doing their best to make sure that they continue to suppress that thought. The thought of how could your government be involved in genociding you, ethnic cleansing, and all this rubbish going on right now? How could somebody accuse your government of that with evidence? And they are practically doing exactly what he said they would do. They will pamper them, they will gaslight you, they will bully you to believe that you are overreacting. Their solution is going to be how to placate these criminals. And they have done all of that. But they wanted to believe that IPOB is violent, IPOB is this, Nnamdi Kanu killed people, this and that. And yet in their own court, where all of this evidence and these witnesses, those who believe that Nnamdi Kanu orchestrated the tragedy that befell them and all of that, if you can bring them out and bring them to the court, they will be useful. These are the supposed evidence they need to confirm that he is a terrorist, as they are charging him for terrorism now. All this information, all these accusations are just what these criminals have been pushing for years, but they couldn't really prove it in their own court. Come on, think about that. Mazi.
People must come out to say that enough is enough. When you travel to the north, do you live in the forest in the north? The Igbo people in Sabongeri in Kanu, are they living of course it's Hausa land, are they living in the forest? They came to the town, they work very hard, they build houses, they build mansions, they develop the entire place. Is that not what they do? What are Fulani people doing in our forest? Nobody can answer that question. They say that they're pastoralists. World aspiring to be a member of the UN Security Council, where you move cattle from place to place. Are you people well at all? You so-called Nigerians, are you normal in the brain? I'm asking you a simple question. Show me a country that aspires to be in the 21st century, moving cattle from place to place, telling me they're grazing. Which country is that? Please tell me. These are people that have prepared for you to sell you down the drain. By the time the Fulanis are done with you, believe you me, if you don't rise up now to fight for your freedom, by the time Fulanis are done with you, you'll be more useless than a Hausa peasant. People must come out to
Nnamdi Kanu. The position that the Fulani oligarchs felt so strong about, how could they be making such? How did they even know about all of that? I mean, these are the things that are just in the pipeline. They are not happening yet in Nigeria. So it was like he's a madman. What is he talking about? The Fulanis have always been nomad. They are nomadic. They are nomadic in nature. Don't let us try to stigmatize them, okay? This was the early days when Nnamdi Kanu was telling us all of this. He was so angry. He couldn't understand why we couldn't understand him. He was always raging. Like, are you normal? Are you guys not so daft? Are you not stupid? Can you not see? And some people, they became offended because of his language. And in the process, they became more kind of like angry at him than the message. The way he talks anyhow. He's there, threatening people, always this, always that. Like, what about what he's saying? Because there were no Fulani killings then. They were still telling people farmers herders clashes. Some of us were reading it then like farmers herders clashes in Ekiti. What is wrong with all these people with cows? We didn't know that they were so high. We were so ignorant. By the time they started showing us the videos of their guns and their weapons and ransacking villages from Sabongeri, I mean, what did he call it there? From Zamfara to Enugu, from Enugu down to Gomosho, Oyo, Oshun, come to Ondo, straight down to Ebonyi, you know, everywhere. Bayelsa, Creek. The thing that they use cow do for Bayelsa, that they started kidnapping people. And what did we get? The criminal politicians started strategizing on how to placate them. Let's give them land. And they started justifying it. They were hiding year after year after year. Or everybody just forgot about Boko Haram because these terrorists are now operating like Boko Haram. They are now ransacking villages, kidnapping and killing people en masse. But the government is telling us that we are paranoid, we are Fulaniphobic, we are Islamophobic, we are this phobic and that phobic. Gaslight everybody to the core. Today, not only that they have normalized the terrorism, they get more angrier if you talk about it because to them, you are demarketing Nigeria. There's only some little problem here and there, right? Placating, pampering terrorists while they are jailing civil activists. Yeah, I couldn't They can't win. He said it. They can't.
In this court, I'll defeat the government of Nigeria. Yeah, the whole world will see it. Where is the treasonable felon? Where is it? All these years, journalists are gathering treasonable, treason. What's the treason today? It's gone. In some way, this terrorism charge will go. I'm thinking of another capital offense that can charge me with. Maybe, I don't know, impregnating the wife of somebody. I don't know what other thing they're going to charge. You say you are innocent of all these charges. The federal government, they know I'm not guilty. My only guilt is that I'm fighting for my people. And I will fight for them. For justice and fairness and equity everywhere. Our family is based on 4 cardinal points. You must be without fear before your enemies. You must speak the truth always, even if it leads to your death. You must help the poor and those who cannot help themselves. And be of good character that God may love thee. That's who we are. In this court, I'll defeat.
That's Nnamdi Kanu. You get me now? But going forward, people are smarter now, right? As this movement to pressure and tell them, release him and help improve the security in the eastern part of Nigeria. But those who are behind the insecurity in the eastern part of Nigeria are doing everything right now to sabotage this. Therefore, people are beginning to tell, listen, this is not IPOB movement. This is not Igbo movement. This is not a Biafra movement. You are going to join the multitude to demand that for the release, unconditional release of an unjustly persecuted man, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They're already saying it in the market, even in the market.
Yes. 20th of October, the sacrosanct. Yes, sir. Yes. All the sacrosanct. Yes. Maka the protest, peaceful protest, peaceful. Yes. Protest and agreement for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Yes. Man, I want him to gun. I want him to gun. Onye ya na ndị iro na-eri ya na ekwensu na-eri ko ihe. Ọ na-eji ngaji ogologo. Protest international protest. Yes. And which and abroad on about Nigeria. The convener of this protest will show it. Yes, sir. All show it. It's an international protest. Yes, sir. Or will get IPOB protest at all. Or will get IPOB protest. Yeah. And when you got fly a flag that day. Yes, and when you can fly a flag, get with a flag, lay fire everywhere. When you do to I told Mopado give them brandish way color uniform. Red, blue, red, black, and yellow. And when you do to and when you do to only Bobola. Now who feed that? I talk to Sasia. Asigi bia me toss. Emekwala. Onye sigi me toss emela. Emekwala.
Ọkụkọ ọhụrụ nga na-abụ ọkwa ya na-achị ọchị. Abọcha ọkwa ozu ewere ọkụkọ mezuo.
Mezuo. Enwe ndị sigi bia me toss. Onye my people na-egwu. Sigi bia me toss to fight against ndị na-aga ime protest. Emekwala. Emekwala. Maka na information anyị na-enweta na-awụ ị ga-ahụ ndị ga-apụta to be anti-protesters. A ga-akpọ gị dịka ka ị wụrụ tọg so that protest, peaceful protest showere haziri maka anyị niile ma ndị Igbo ma ndị Hausa ma ndị Yoruba ka ha bịa mebie ya ka isi gị baa ya. Ekwekwala ekwela aflayela kọlọ nkwuolu ya emene gịnị aflayela kọlọ
ụmụnne ka anyị were uche na-eme n'ihe a
ka anyị were uche mee ya o
ọ tọrọ nwa ma ya mara atọrọ nwa ofeka
ọ wụrụ na ịhụ anyị
ị ga-alaiki
anyị ụmụnne asị onye ndị iro gbara agbụ
onye du aịkọ o meriwo n'izu onye ya abakarị mama dawụra ụlọ pụghị meri na ndị win the war Python dance 1 Python dance 2 na Python dance 3 ụlọ pụghị meri na ndị win the war Python dance 1 Python dance 2 na Python dance 3 ụlọ pụghị meri na ndị bụ onye du aịkọ o meriwo n'izu ndị iro ya abakarị mama ndawụra unu abụghị meri Nnamdi.
Nnamdi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2, and Python dance 3. Unobu neri Nnamdi. Since APC incursion to the eastern part of Nigeria, it was like at the opening of the gate of hell to hope to enter the eastern part of Nigeria. Many things happened, if you have observed. The moment after Oplesus Odegba becomes the Imo State governor, he became the contagious that contaminated others. And the time they unleashed their war on IPOB, the media this and that, initially, it was almost like insignificant. But as much as APC, Egbekegbe grows in the eastern part of Nigeria through this backdoor sort of like a technique, right? So you have seen young Igbos who have been employed as social media handlers for some of these APC governors, APC lawmakers from the eastern part of Nigeria. And all you have to do is to re-echo whatever APC has been spewing, the agenda against the Igbos, which is systemic, by the way. So they themselves on stipends they give to them, and then those fake titles they give to them, special advisor on media, special advisor this or that. So most of them have been very much unleashed to further widen the propaganda of putting the blame of the insecurity in eastern part of Nigeria on Nnamdi Kanu. And you possibly have seen so many of them lately demanding that Nnamdi Kanu must not be released is the reason for the insecurity in their region. When you trace them a lot, you're going to get back to where I started with, their link to the incursion of APC, Egbekegbe, to that place. And some of you will read some of them, sometimes you'll be so shocked as an Igbo person, like, how could you say that as an Igbo man? How could you write that? You know, that kind of a thing. It is the handiwork of the, APC, which indeed, it was not just like the place where you want to plant kola nut or you want to plant maize, and suddenly, maize just sprouted out of the ground, and they say, so you don't have to worry yourself again. So there are those who are already self-eating Igbos, whose only anger, of course, with Nigeria is because they have no access to, even if not crumb. Now, some of them have had more than crumbs, and today their loyalty is to the contraption, even to the detriment of the peace and the progress of their own people. So all of this can come to light and be exposed within 24 hours, 48 hours of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's release. So Showore is not backing down, okay? As much as the DSS, I've started visiting some of these market leaders, especially in Abuja. But what they don't know is that this is not just Abuja. There are those who are even planning to fly to Nigeria. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Showore, meeting with the marketers or the traders in day-day market in Abuja. This happened.
Welcome. Believe you. Welcome. We are together. This way.
Now, Secretary. Go! Oh, God, let's go. Come on, let's get to work. I'm not here, man. We are going to
Send for the chairman to come.
No time to sit down.
Okay, okay.
Somebody is not always coming.
Holy, 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 holy,
Mankind and the universal citizen and a very good friend of indeed. My brothers and sisters, let me introduce you the one name, the number. Omoyole, Charade.
Everyone swear, everyone swear, everyone swear, every chairman.
He has brought a very important message to you this morning regarding our dear brother, the alpha male himself, Martin Namdekan.
Yes.
On that note, I'll turn over to Mr. Shower.
Let me greet everybody in a digital way of greeting Ndebo. Yeah. Cha 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 go Gwen. Cha 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 go Gwen. Question. Yeah.
We are here not to waste your time because we don't have time anymore. We have actually run out of time, but they are lucky we have not run out of patience yet.
Yes, sir.
We are here to give you the good news.
Yes, sir.
Nnamdi Kanu might be on his way to freedom.
Hey!
We have one more step to take.
Yes.
You know, those of you who are Christians, you know the wall of Jericho.
Yes.
When it was about to fall, there was a command that we must march around it.
Yes.
And that's what we are doing on October 20th.
Sure. Somebody said that Showore is a distraction. Do you mind if we can take a moment and review that's your concern, because I've had people say that as well, like it's a distraction, people should ignore him, all these things, why is Showore, instead of Showore to be fighting for something else and all that. And I'm like, how is he a distraction? Do you not think that something has to be done other than just waiting for the game that Nigeria is playing with the life of Nnamdi Kanu? I mean, others will choose otherwise and say, you know what? No, we can't actually just sit back. They've sat back for 10 years. Do you remember that time when people will say the IPOB should take their protest to Abuja, where they are holding Nnamdi Kanu? Do you remember that time that people used to say that? And so many other things that people have actually like postulated why or how this should be handled. There are many problems wrong with Nigeria. One of them is Nnamdi Kanu. Do you understand? Because through Nnamdi Kanu, a whole region has been militarized. And despite the militarization of this region, traumatization of the people living there, these guys have also sponsored political criminals, armed terrorists there, who are claiming to be fighting for the release of Nnamdi Kanu, in which he has come out on several occasions inside that same courtroom to say he denounced them. They are not speaking for him and all of that stuff. So releasing Nnamdi Kanu is not just releasing somebody from police detention. So much attached to it. So it is something. It is one of the problems. So if some people pushing for the release of Nnamdi Kanu can distract you from God knows what, I don't know, like that distraction, sure you get. Because I know that there's so much wrong with Nigeria. There are those who are saying that, take for instance, Peter Obi in this their last election has over 6 million votes, right? That's like 6 million people, even though it is believed to have even more than that. So do you understand what the effects of the millions of people who have openly said, yes, we believe in this guy? If Peter Obi can call out and say, you know what, Nigerians, we are tired of just lamenting and complaining. We will need the National Assembly to do so, and so. I need us to come out tomorrow. Do you not know that some of you who are saying that Showore is a distraction are also the same people who are giving excuses why Peter Obi shouldn't lead any protest? I'm just saying. So, distraction from what? From those of you who are already planning to take the government on. So this one is going to distract you. I don't get it. And if you are just saying it simply because people are saying it, that's fine. There are those who have made things up very much. Showore is working for Tinubu. Showore is a CIA agent or CIA asset. Showore is this. Showore is that. I mean, I may not be able to convince you, but Showore is doing something. Yeah, that's what all of us should be doing. You know what I mean? Not pull them down when they are actually making efforts. While we possibly do nothing. He's working for, I know what I'm saying. I know him very well. All of you don't even know Showore like me. Showore is this and that. Baba, agreed. We are talking about Nnamdi Kanu. Do you understand that now? Like, you may have what you have with Showore and I'm not trying to convince you to change your mind. No. I'm just saying, why do you have problem with people making effort, right? In the best way they know, right? To challenge the authority who has refused to obey their own laws. Why do you have problem with that? Why should anybody have problem with that? Okay. After they construction market, be plank markets, right? They moved straight to a place called Barnex Plaza, saving time, right? So that's why I had to cut that short. Just went straight to when he's addressing them. What did he tell them at Barnex? Sure.
Very easy here today, and this is our 6th market in 2 days. This is the 6th market we are visiting in 2 days to mobilize people to free Nnamdi Kanu on Monday. We are not demanding for pardon. Don't get us wrong. We are not begging Tinubu to release Nnamdi Kanu. We are asking that Nnamdi Kanu should be released from unjust, illegal detention by the Nigerian government, who kidnapped him from Kenya. The Nigerian government is made up of a lot of kidnappers. They are not only kidnapping in Nigeria, they are kidnapping from Kenya. International kidnappers. Yes. We have asked them to release Nnamdi Kanu. And we want to make it very clear. We are asking them to release him on or before 20th, Monday. So they have an option. Don't let them tell us they don't have an option. The option is to release him now so that we don't have to march on Aso Rock on Monday. But if they don't release him by Monday, and they are claiming that he's in court, why is it that the terrorists are not in court? Why are the bandits not in court? Why are the drug dealers being pardoned? That is to show to you that some people are better than others in Nigeria, and we reject second-class citizenship. And the Nigerian state must release Nnamdi Kanu on Monday. That's our message. But our message to you here is that you should all come out on Monday. You cannot lose anything by closing your shop on Monday, even if it's from 7 a.m. to 12 noon, and to come and bail our brother and let him come back home to us. When I say bail, I'm not asking to pay for shortio. I'm talking about to bring him out to rejoin us. That is why we came here to see you. Thank you very much. Yes. Free Nnamdi Kanu now. Free Nnamdi Kanu. Free Nnamdi Kanu now.
Sir Ben, you are still doubling down. Oh dear. Showore called the Igbos foolish. Number one, there is no way Showore will call the Igbos foolish. Do you understand? But if that is what you heard or you believe and all of that, the same Showore right now is mobilizing for a just cause. Do you really think Mazi Nnamdi Kanu does not deserve this? Some said he's doing it for attention. I was like, if doing it for attention will get Nnamdi Kanu out after they have lied severally, that it's because it's the court, or it's because they are using political solution, they are using this and all of those lies. So if he's using it for a clout, if you fancy being popular, why didn't you just take it up? Like, use it. You get what I mean now? If it is going to give him political leverage, right? What is wrong with that? I'm just saying, like, anybody else could have probably used that too. The criminals in the eastern part of Nigeria have used Nnamdi Kanu for political leverage many times. That is why they prefer him to remain there, by the way. So that they could keep telling people that we are talking to them, we are working on it, we are working on it. And every day that they continue to deny him access to proper health care, it's like every day they are killing him. So if you have problem with Omoyele Sowore and you don't have problem with Nnamdi Kanu, then Omoyele Sowore in this sense, right, shouldn't be your problem. Or you just don't want Nnamdi Kanu to come out. There are some of you who practically just don't want him to. You know, you are comfortable when we discuss about the injustice in the country. And to you, this is us trying to whitewash Nnamdi Kanu. But when we ask you, what exactly can you actually say he did? Then you'll be repeating everything exactly the way they have been pushing their lies all this while, that only them believes. Yet, like the lawyer said, as an IPOB member in the UK, right, you could seek an asylum. That's to tell you that they won't give asylum to those, to the people they believe belong to a terrorist group or a violent group, but only these criminals in Nigeria who have orchestrated this violence left, right, and center, and then they just kind of pin it on them, and they are struggling to even pin it on them. You get what I mean now? So I endorse the message, of course, and I will keep you updated going forward, all right? Because as they are pushing back on this story of the killings in Nigeria, the Christian killings and these massacres, the genocide and all that. So yesterday, Bulaba was trying to link that. In fact, he tried to link this expose from America as well, right? This attention on the killings in Nigeria from the US. He tried woefully, and he failed to link it to the IPOB until he now admitted that, yeah, there are people being killed in Nigeria, but you see, it's not just the Muslims. So then there is ethnic cleansing in Nigeria. Who are those doing that? Fulani terrorists majorly. Simple and clear. But no, they keep pushing, forgetting the fact that there are those who are like, you know, the Westerners and other people from other parts of the world who have been in Nigeria for years documenting these killings, the victims, the survivors, the communities, and all that with data. One of them was on Arise, I think it was yesterday, to remind them that if you are pushing your propaganda on your pages of newspapers and media in Nigeria, making yourself feel like, oh, some people just wanted to tarnish the image of Nigeria, the blah, the blah. You lying to yourself is never going to make the problem go away until you actually really confront it. And according to this American, yeah, well, they understood that the role that Obama's government played in helping the Boko Haram to advance in Nigeria. And it's documented as well, right? They've got the numbers of those who have been displaced, women, children, those killed as well. And according to him, he didn't see any political will to end all these killings, which continue to push Nigeria to the precipice, break up this contraption and save lives. You know, remember that one, break it up and save lives.
We've got not prepared to release it yet, but hard proof that Obama was very much behind the advance of Boko Haram, intentionally so. And so, yeah, Obama holds a lot of the blame. No doubt about it.
So, I mean, I guess the million-dollar question is, how do we change the narrative in America? Let me come to you.
I don't understand why a nation that's as mineral rich and growing as Nigeria has to go and beg from Uncle Sam for help serving their own people. Nigerians have plenty of resources to help these people get back, or at least get something where they can have stability and a life. Now they're denied, they're ground down, they're called criminals, they're called vagrants. Their homes are bulldozed with no warning. It's a horrific life that these people are living, and nobody's here. I mean, why should it be? You don't want America to come here and say anything about terrorism, but you want their money? That doesn't make sense to me whatsoever. Well, since 2019, this is my 6th time in Nigeria since then. It's been entirely focused on understanding and telling the story of the internally displaced. And the filmmaker, Mr. Gibbs, is my producer for a film a documentary film that we've been producing now for many years, all through Nigeria, and getting the stories and profiles of these displaced people, which I'm startled that people don't talk about that more. There's estimates anywhere from 4 to 10 million Nigerians who were peaceful, productive people that are now denied and ground down and given no chance to get back. And that's the larger, to me, tragedy, the byproduct of this. I see children, a lot of them, multitudes, millions, literally, of children growing up believing that power comes from violence and that being peaceful is death. And that's a curse on this nation if there's no intervention. Our schools, we have so many testimonials. The kids show up wanting to get guns and go back and kill, and they get an education, they want to go back and rebuild. That's how this is ultimately fixed. When the internally displaced are recognized and restored, it'll be the foundation of a great nation. Until then, I fear for this nation. We've got not prepared to.
It's an American, filmmaker, so to say, given his own eyewitness account of his work profiling the internally displaced in Nigeria. Do you know what that means? You're going to ask them how old they are, where are they coming from, the name of their village, what happened, how many people did they lose, if they are the only people left and all that. These kind of stories, what else did they witness? They will express how they killed their family members, how they escaped, and the rest of that. This documentation is what a government of a country should have. And everybody that you are going to have, anyone that you are appointing as a service chief or security chiefs in your country, you just give them this whole document and say, see what these guys are doing. They must be stopped. I don't think the president of the country even have the data of the internally displaced in Nigeria. I don't think so. But they continue to pretend to be managing the problem, unfortunately. And from this American's view, there is actually no plan of returning and rehabilitating these people back to their communities. There is no plan in place that you can say this is a uniform federal plan to stop the violence, that not only just the people that are displaced have been psychologically affected. Children are now believing that violence is life and peace is death, meaning you cannot be peaceful or gentle and all. So violence, you have to fight your way, if not they will kill you, sort of. And that in itself somehow possibly just will give a credence to why the terrorists continue to amass a lot of fighters. Because every time you see them, you get to see them in these hundreds on their bikes. And then you are wondering, is this thing so lucrative enough that they are willing to go and die for God knows what they themselves have no idea of? It's obvious that Nigeria is at war. But Nigerian government is lying to Nigerians, pampering these terrorists who are waging this war, and their sponsor, who are mostly in government as well. And Americans, from Americans' lens, so that's something that Nigeria would love to deny, and they continue to deny because they don't have the intention of ending it. In Nigeria, they don't end any problem. They manage the problem. Oh, corruption, corruption. You've been hearing that since what? Probably since you were born. Corruption, corruption, corruption. Till today, there's no chance it's going to end. It has now grown so big, so massive, that it's now immovable. Because it's systemic. It is systemic. From childhood, you've been hearing about poverty, poverty, poverty will end poverty, will end poverty. Guess what? They have been managing it. And managing the poverty means it has become a cash cow for every successive government and regimes in Nigeria. The more they are managing poverty, the more poverty grows in Nigeria. Same thing with this terrorism. They don't have intention of ending it. They want to manage it, keep pumping money at it. While they are smiling to the banks, people are burying their dead. And these guys are patting themselves on the back and telling themselves that they are doing so well. Because they don't have intention of ending it. No, they will profit from it, monetize it. That's what you are witnessing. And if you dare try to say otherwise, then you and your personality, credibility will be torn to pieces. Because you will think you are talking to a government that is supposedly reasonable, but nah, they are intentional. Everything they do is intentional. Promise you, right? We'll leave that a little bit and go to Fuoye. Fuoye is the Federal University of Oye-Ekiti, I think. Ekiti or Oye-Ekiti. So they had this VC that was suspended for sexually harassing, member of staff, students. It became that much that he was allegedly suspended until he returned today. I don't know if he's been cleared or not. Then he returned today to this honorable, no, is that what it's called? They have a name for it. They'll say he's in a grand style. They call him rapist, by the way. Gave him guard of honor. Somebody was just like, what the heck is going on? Including the member of staff and all that. So it was time for them to now go and do the welcome ceremony inside. And he's already been accused of mistreating the member of staff anyway. They wanted him gone. But he seemed to have a, stronger political connection. So he came back unindicted and back with enough horror and power. But it didn't take long before everything scattered inside the hall. You know what I mean? And this time, not from the students, from member of staff. It all turned to, let me see, I've got that clip somewhere. Here.
And to the deans, directors, and all members of the congregation for suddenly and ensuring that the university remains stable and productive. Your collective commitment has sustained its spirit of excellence and
Malo. You can see the students are coming to attack us. From you. Oh yeah, Who is doing that? Who is doing that? Come, Ross, what are you doing? Ross, what are you doing?
Another ongoing development. I will start now to hand over any unfinished project to my successor. This application was finished strong. I wish to appreciate our elders and stakeholders.
I swear to God, this cannot work. This cannot work. I need more pepper.
Well, I know too much. Last night, I shared with you the clip of an angry local government chairman, a local government chairman in Rivers State. He's one of the recently selected chairman for Rivers before Fulbara returned, by the way. And he was raging because another local government chairman and his own task force, because it's about collecting money, revenue task force. Anyway, so it's about revenue, all right? So they have this task force from another local government area called Oyibo local government. So they shared, it's only a motorway, expressway that divides them. Do you understand? So Oyibo is there, AK is here. And the express where they are collecting money from bike men is just down the road. You get like a junction. So a Che guy was angry that Oyibo's tax collectors, they are encroaching on his territory, collecting money, right? So we thought that was it, but that wasn't it. Today, the drama continued. It's not how the drama started that is funny. It is how it ended. And I am sharing this clip with you just so you know that these guys are in charge, supposedly in charge of the welfare, governance of a whole local government area, for 2 this time around, by the way. Mr. Ike local government is now using walking stick by, I'm really here this morning.
Call the chief of Oyibo. To call the man to order. That boy, I don't know that his name. They call him that boy, Elechi. That small boy called Elechi. Who claims to be a chairman, who is not a chairman. And he cannot be a deputy chairman of Oyibo. The boy is a small boy. Start talking at random. This is Oyibo. As they know the two local governments are here, I come to see them, and there's no way. There's no way. Small boy talking to the whole local government chairman. Entire 19 was voted for me. One small boy said, I will not come to Oyibo. This is Oyibo. We are here already. And we are here, and this is the chair local government. This is Oyibo. And we are not in war with Oyibo and the chair. Small boy, a small boy that I don't know where he comes from. You know, if a tenant talks anyhow, you tell him where he comes from. If you try to inform where he comes from, before you talk to the chair local government chairman. It's a small boy, that's the chair, I don't know. Actually, the chair, I don't know his name. If you try to identify where he comes from, it's a tenant. Please, Majesty Oyibo, I know you.
tried to call him to order, not to insult the chair people. The office of the chair local government is too big for him. If he does it, he will see the trouble with 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 If he does it, who is him? Go look at the chair local government and say, who is him? Who is that small boy called the chief? Who is him? A small boy come to claim to me on the chairman. He's not the councillor. He's not the chairman of Oyibo. He claims to be a chairman of Oyibo. And he's not a chairman of Oyibo. He's a tout, a tenant. A tenant is talking to a chair local government chairman. He's a madman.
Right. The drama is from Rivers, of course. And I think they are both in Port Harcourt. Yeah, around Port Harcourt. The two local government areas are like around Port Harcourt, I think. Divided by that motorway. So he finally met the person he's talking about. And it's a different conversation again. Because of our time. Please listen.
And before me here is my senior colleague, Oyibo local government chairman, a handsome gentleman. Two chairmen cannot be at the same time in one local government. We have come as a family, as a two executive chairman of these two local governments, to put the record straight that Eche local government and Oyibo are not in dispute. Yes, so and we can never be a dispute. This man behind me or beside me is a local government, current executive local government of Oyibo local government. So whoever that is talking about is the chairman of this, no, I don't want to mention names. But let the record be straight that Oyibo and the chair, we have a common boundary. And we are not talking about boundary. And we can never be in dispute with Oyibo local government. We have been a peaceful local government from time. And I want to reassure the public that we have agreed. It was misinformed by one, I don't know, what is that his name? One AK, Elechi Acho, which we are not. We can't be in dispute with the old people. What we said and what we are saying is this, that so-called baron that came from, I don't know, where is that place? Imo State. Should leave our local government. The day we elected and we took oath of allegiance, we inherited assets and also liabilities. Yes. He did not come from a local, neither is he from Odibo. And we have a lot of Eche youth who can do that thing he knows better. We also have a qualified youth from Oyibo local government who can do the same thing. And the so-called baron and the Levi should go to their local government, go to their state, and leave River State alone. Leave River State alone. And we are fighting land grabbing. This baron is a land grabber. Thank God he has been arrested this morning by Nigeria police. And I made pronouncement of 1 million for anybody who passed the useful information of arrest that will lead to arrest of that baron and the Mr. Levi. I'll give them 1 million, and I'm going to give them 1 million right now. Right now. Before me here is the area commander of Oyibo, and here is Oyibo in River State. And Baron is not from Oyibo. He should go to his state. Are you hearing me? Yes. We have agreed. This Oyibo local government chairman is not Acho Elechi. Thank you and God bless you. Thank you very much.
Oyibo mama no, Oyibo riano, keleno, bano, eche mama no. Okay, we have just to put the record straight. The place high for the chairman of Eche, Shema Njoku said, Chief. Okay, Chief. Well, the truth is this: Acho Elechi is making reference to Acho. The Acho I know No, I will do that. We have to now. It's important. The Acho, I know, cannot claim that he's the executive chairman of Yorubas. I think the issue there, it was misunderstood. Acho is the chairman of APC, Oyibo LGA. Acho is from...
It's all about money. But the characters, they are in charge of local government administrations. Although as figures, and the only way where they can make money is from either selling lands or collecting revenue, which is taxing people. You know what I mean? Like bike riders, transporters generally, tax them in the shops, and that's the money they at the much of that they can get is what they can use to claim that they are executive chairman. When it comes to their own real allocation from the federal government, right? That's a different conversation. After all. But the people of Ife, we stopped by in Oyo Ekiti earlier, right? In Ile-Ife, when Rat visited them, I don't know if you remember, she was there early this year, and I think mid this year as well, or mid. So I think she promised them buses. And the video that made it to the internet today was that they have delivered. I forgot to count them. Maybe you can count with me. Here, the buses bought for the University of Ile-Ife by Remi Ahmed Tinubu, Rat. How many did you count? Well, I counted 22, right? So she bought them that probably to help their, what do you call it? To help their transportation problem. Just thought I should mention it. So that they won't say, everything, you don't see anything good. If I keep going, I'm going to ask where they got the money from. But maybe that will ruin it. So I'll just let it go. Well, I'll let you do that, by the way. All right. So going forward, another thing that you need an update on is that of the Festac town demolition a few days ago. And there was this woman whose husband, according to her, was not even home, but they accused them of throwing stones from their building, throwing stone at the people who were doing the demolition. So therefore, they assaulted her husband and took him away. And she's got an update for us. They've released her husband.
It's your girl, Mama Wave, your one and only oil woman. I want to thank Nigerians. I say, make I thank all of you now. My people don't come out. Oh. This is my security. This is eyes. The way they beat everybody like this. But we thank God. You people came through for us. Una come through. In fact, what we hear said, they say they are government and we cannot fight the government. We know we cannot fight the government. But you people came through for us, for everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you. This is my relative that I said is 15 years old. Yeah. We appreciate you all. I don't want to thank them. Thank you. Love you so much. Thank you. We are safe now. We are safe. And our sales is continuing. Because please go to our website and shop. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Go there and shop. They've stopped the demolition. and their own property is just like they stop the demolition right before their own property. But yeah, that's their own update. Living that. The residents I heard, the residents of Abba precisely, took to the streets to protest what I kind of call the high cost of living. Because according to them, minimum wage is 70,000 naira. Okay, but they see the list. They said minimum wage is 70,000 naira, but NEPA bill is 100,000 naira. Agent fee is 200,000 naira. Tuition is 300,000 naira. So they are practically complaining about the cost of living, and they are protesting for that. I don't know what they intend to probably change by that, because as it is biting in Abba, it is biting in Abeokuta. First, Abba.
Agency, 100,000. Agency, 100,000. Pension fee, 200,000. We don't go pay. 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 NEPA bill. 70,000. NEPA bill. 70,000. NEPA bill. 70,000. NEPA bill. 70,000. Agency, 100,000. Agency, 100,000. Tuition fee, 100,000. We don't go pay. 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 NEPA bill. We don't go pay. NEPA bill. 70,000. Agency, 100,000. Agency, 100,000. Agency, 100,000. Tuition fee, 200,000. Tuition fee, 200,000. We don't go pay. 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 NEPA bill. NEPA bill. 70,000. NEPA bill. 70,000. Agency. 100,000. Agency. 100,000. Tuition fee. 200,000. Tuition fee. 200,000. We don't go pay. Minimum wage. 70,000. Minimum wage. 70,000. NEPA bill. 50,000. NEPA bill. 50,000. Agency. 50,000. Tuition fee. 100,000. Minimum wage. 70,000. Minimum wage. 70,000. NEPA bill. 100,000. NEPA bill. 50,000. Agency. 100,000. Agency. 100,000. Tuition fee. 100,000. Tuition fee. Continue. 70 years old man. Jesus is Lord.
The cost of fuel has gone up. Food and other prices have followed it. Households and businesses struggling. Things seem anxious and uncertain. I understand the hardship you face. I wish there were other ways, but there's not.
Hey! You could brace up. Do you get it? I mean, do you get that? Brace up. Okay? So, it is not how far, but how well. Since they said that you can endure anything and you'll still be happy, stay strong. Okay? Because if you are living in Abeokuta or Songwater, Ijoko, and all these areas, you have to be very strong to survive it there, right? Or to survive in Ogun State roads. Now, the campaign for the dubious Dapo to please pay attention to the terrible state of roads in Ogun State is back to the front burner. Here are some tips from what people experienced in the last 24 hours alone, the state of their roads.
People in authority in Ogun State, see your state to make quick action on this. Ogun State, Governor, Deputy Governor, please help us out. We are suffering on this axis. See, Moko Johnson at Ayetu. Is this part of Ogun State or Lagos State? Can never be Lagos State at all.
Dubious Dapo just built himself an airport so that he can fly from anywhere in the world and just land in Eremo, which is not far from his house right now. And even the road to his own house in Eremo itself will completely they now cost people. They have been chosen to lead Ogun State. And when they are in that power, they are always like emperors. Emperors. You get what I mean? So, unfortunately, the one that will come after him will even be worse. You know? And if your election is free and fair and all of that, shame in law, so we can run for governor. Just go run for governor for Ogun State. If to say a real place be that place. But let's leave that. Because somebody who has had the opportunity of at least making a proper difference, an effective difference in the lives of the people, but he chose to use Nigeria to borrow 3.5 billion euros in order to construct railway from Kano to Maradi in Niger Republic, when the total trade between Nigeria and Niger Republic in the year under review was a total of about $1 billion and something dollars, right? Just roughly $1 billion. And I'm actually being generous, so, right? It's not even up to that. But averagely, let's say $1 billion trade between Niger Republic and Nigeria. But do you know the trade between Lagos, the west of Nigeria, and the eastern part of Nigeria, which also extended to the Niger Delta and the rest of that? A year, $60 billion. And that itself is also being conservative. For a Nigerian minister from the Niger Delta for 8 years did not find it viable, plausible to borrow that 3.5 billion to construct a rail track from Lagos to the creek of Niger Delta, which will make easier transportation and what have you, transportation of goods and services. He didn't do that. But now he has something to say about the coastal road, because according to him, instead of spending 18 trillion naira and building coastal road, they could have just used 3 trillion. If he was him, he would use 3 trillion naira to construct and complete the east-west road. This is somebody who was governor who was a speaker of a state for 8 years. He was governor for 8 years. And he was a federal minister of transportation for 8 years. 24 years in government. He's got something to say.
Coastal road, of course I need the coastal road. It makes the journey to Lagos shorter than
than going through the East-West route. But if I were to be the president, I will expand the East-West route. I will rehabilitate the East-West route. The East-West route takes you direct to the same Lagos that they want you to go to. I will construct the bridge from Ikore-Bene to Calabar. That bridge, when Buhari was in government, was priced at 500 billion. Let's even assume that it's gone to maybe 600 to 700 billion. Then expand and complete the rehabilitation of the East-West route. That's another thing, about 1 trillion to 2 trillion. So if you put 3 trillion on the East-West route, that takes you straight to Lagos, right? And covers all, when you hear all the South states, excluding Delta. So when you get to Edo, you rehabilitate the Benin-Asaba road, right? Once you do that, you have achieved the same objective as Coastal Road. Because at this particular point in time, Nigeria is not rich enough to spend that kind of money, where they say 3 trillion naira to rehabilitate the East-West road and construct a new bridge from Ikore-Bene to Calabar. And you will achieve the same objective of getting to Lagos and getting to all the Niger Delta states. If it's South states, then you achieve that objective. If it's Niger Delta states, then when you get to Benin, you expand the Benin-Asaba road. When you get to Uyo or Port Harcourt, and that will not cost you more than 3 trillion naira. Because the road already exists. The rehabilitation is in progress. The contractors are being owed money. So pay them their money, ask them to complete. The East-West road actually begins at Warri. So when you get to Warri, you continue to repair the Warri-Lagos road. You're in Lagos. You've spent only 3 trillion naira. Yeah.
Nuisance Lele. Nuisance Lele.
She has seen the talk. He didn't realize that Nigeria didn't have money to construct any train or rail track to Niger Republic. They used Nigeria name to go and borrow money, 3.5 billion euros. That work is ongoing right now. Very soon it's going to be completed, constructed by Nigeria for Niger Republic. Such project is usually between two countries. So Nigeria will bring money, Nigeria will bring money. So you construct this in a way that they have their side. No, they don't have to do anything, right? Nigeria will construct it to Maradi. Maradi is inside Niger. It's not even like border, inside Niger. So all Niger Republic have to do is just to say, wow, thank you, Nigeria. Now let us join all these other tracks now. Maybe we can have train in Niger Republic too. Bukwari did that because he's from Niger Republic. He approved it. And this guy from the Creek, Niger Delta, who knows that the trade volume between these two regions or 3 regions, the West, the East, and their Niger Delta as well, right? The trade volume from Lagos ports and all of that, between that space, because what they are doing for Niger used to use Nigeria's port. They don't have seaport. Here you get everything coming to Niger Republic by sea will come through Nigeria. So when Nigeria sanctioned them, they started using Benin. When Benin started acting up with this ECOWAS thing with France, right? They moved to Ghana. You get that now? So the trade between Nigeria, I'll say, okay, they're clearing their stuff from Nigeria and all of that, It's not up to $1 billion a year, but Nigeria went on to borrow that. And the man who supervised that is talking about the road that is also the shortest route between his region and the West. Here you get, he's got an opinion. They always do. Not when they have the chance. Because when they have the chance, like Tifnumbu and others are doing right now, do you get that now? When they are done, ruined everything, gone, they will begin to tell you that, we would have done this that time. So why did you do that when you had that chance? Why? Because when people try to remind them like this, they are paid vuvuzelas who tell you to shut up. What do you know? This and that. They will now have their memories back when they no longer have that chance. So they then start struggling again to get back in and say, okay, you know what, if we get back in now, we'll do what we said we'll do. No, they won't. That's what we're going to wrap it up this evening. Thank you very much for your time, everyone. But please, the number of those of you who have paid your offerings is quite like low. So take a moment before you leave, all right? Like the broadcast. See the count, at least jump to somewhere more than what it is right now, okay? And share the broadcast as well. If you are not following Maiyegun, maybe you should subscribe to set your notification. I'm going to see you another time. Enjoy the rest of your evening and good night.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun diary Maiyegun number one. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun diary Maiyegun number one. Maiyegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Maiyegun diary Maiyegun number one. Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube. Maiyegun diary Maiyegun number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí. Maiyegun diary Maiyegun number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun diary Maiyegun number one. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Maiyegun máa wí. Maiyegun diary Maiyegun number one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun diary Maiyegun number one. Maiyegun diary Politico. Maiyegun diary Maiyegun number one. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun. Maiyegun diary Maiyegun number one. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Maiyegun diary Maiyegun number one. Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun diary Maiyegun number one. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá ti ń darí bá. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran. wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o àyè.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní má ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Maiyegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀gọ̀ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì o ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.